The Geese of Medum, the magnificent panel considered as one of the masterpiece and finest pieces of the Egyptian paintings. It shows 3 pairs of geese feeding on the grass. Some of them still exist in the Fayoum region, while the other vanished. It is made out of painted pilasters, found in Medum, in the mastaba of Nfr maett, in 3 tt.it dates back to the Old Kingdom, the beginning of the 4th dynasty, beginning of the reign of Senefru. This was the lower part of one of the walls in the passage. Giving to Altars Chapel, these means that there were other scenes over the scene. The scenes represents 6 geese, 3 going towards the left and 3 going towards the right. If we put a line between these 6 geese, we would find that the right part measures exactly equal to the left part, which would divide the painting into 2 equal halves. That is showing symmetry between both sides. The whole painting measures 5 feet width and 89 inches height. The painter here was skillful enough showing the details of these 3 types of geese and how they were mainly different from each other. The 2 front geese represented in feeding attitude. They were represented with their necks stretched downwards, eating from the scarcely green plantation, which is scattered around the muddy edge of the water. This kind of geese are known as bean goose. They were very randomly found in the ancient Egyptian art, and we can see that the sculpture was very clever in representing the details of this pair of goose, which is actually represented in bigger scale than the other 2 parts represented. The artist also was skillful enough in representing the orange bill, giving the impression that they are trying to eat, while the lips of the bill, front part of the bill, are black. Also, we can see the details of the teeth. The painter was very clever representing the features of the geese, and the patterns found in the lower part, as well as the outstretched claws. They are stretched because the goose is depending upon her feet. In order to be able to put her neck downward to be able to eat, the left goose is represent as going to the left, while the right one as going to the right. The other pairs are waiting for their turns, and both of them are identical, except for little differences. The second pair represented in the panel is known as the white-fronted goose, known in hieroglyphic as GB. They are given the name white-fronted because they have white band at the base of their bill. They are representing going to the right side. This kind of geese was occasionally used in the ancient Egyptian paints. The sculptor was very clever in representing their patterns and the colored bands found at their lower breast. They are hearing an erect attitude. They are overlapping each other to give a sense of depth inside the scene. The third pair and the last pair of geese are the only and ever to be represented in other 2. For that, people believe that they were not of Egyptian origin, but were of Asiatic origin, and were brought to Egypt through the campaign and expedition that were done during the reign of King Senefru. They were painted in a different way, with the gray color, and they were called redbreast goose because of the rusted reddish color found in the upper breast. Although when looking to that pair of goose, one could say that they are identical. Yet, if one closely look, one could find some difference between them. The rusted reddish color at upper breast of one of them extends towards the neck, while in the other one, this color is found in the breast only. There are 4 lines found in the lower breast of one of them, which is the front one, while the other is free from this line. The back goose has 3 lines found in the wing, while the front one doesn't have. The 2 geese, a step left teg forward, as if walking waiting for their turn to feed themselves. The painter here used the 3rd-dimensional art which appeared in the motion that was found in the opening of the goose's bill and outstretched claws, as well as the overlapping of the 2 geese with a sense of motion as they are moving one behind the other. Also, we have a sense of depth represented in the green plantation, which is represented horizontally to make the viewers feel that it is an extended field. Despite the fact that these pieces of art is made of plaster, it is in a very good state of preservation. This was mainly due to the fact that most of the color sources in ancient Egypt are coming from nature. The white color from limestone, the yellow color from yellow ochre, the green color from malachite, the black color from carbon. They used to add to them water and the white of the egg, and finally some glue. Then the mixture in left exposed to air and sun for a week in order to be ready to paint with. After finishing his paintings, he covered all the paintings with honey wax, and that's why the color are very well preserved up till now. There were two kinds of brushes used for painting. The big one used for painting the walls, while the small one used for painting the small details.